Hey guys and girls, this is your girl Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens. How y'all doing tonight? I'm sorry. I know you guys were starting to get used to me doing the recordings outside. However, some things have shifted in my schedule. So sometimes I'm going to have to do them inside where I cannot do the famous Green Fire Motivation spin. But I'm still praying that I can keep up the energy and also continue to give you the content, the information that you need to keep your motivational flame green. So, I have a question for you, as always. The question is, have you ever stayed up all night for a test, studying, and you just knew that you studied as much as you possibly could, and you knew you were going to get a good grade, and then you still failed the test? If you're reading this right now, if you're looking at this right now, I'm pretty sure you can relate. It's happened to most of us. Okay, 99.9% of us. There's always the 0.01%. That's perfect, but that's not me. So, once again, this is the Green Fire Motivation channel. My name is Judy Owens. This is the Green Fire Motivation channel. My name is Judy Owens. Yes, I did say it twice. I know. The purpose of this channel is to get you to take action and take control of your life. So by all means, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button showing that you like the video. Put your comments at the bottom. I'm taking or I'm accepting topic suggestions. So anyone who wants to suggest a topic, type it down in the bottom and I will directly respond to you, letting you know that your request has been recorded. And also, if you like the video and if you've seen any of my other videos and you feel they can be helpful to someone else, by all means, please go ahead and share the videos, okay? All right, so back to our question. You studied for the exam all night. You just knew you were going to get a great grade on the test, and then you end up failing the test, right? Okay, so here's the deal. Now, usually I have 1, 2, 3 bullet points, but the way that these kind of went, I don't know if they're bullet points. So I'm just going to talk. Is that okay with you? If that's okay with you, just type down in the bottom comment, say, that's okay with me. Okay, type it down there. That's okay with me. Come on, type it down there one more time. That's okay with me. Okay, so the first thing I want to tell you is the topic of the video, which is, it's time for a reality check. There you go. It's time for a reality check. Now, most of you guys know that I was born and raised in Brooklyn, but I'm not going to pop my neck and I'm not going to snap my fingers. Just know that that's what I'm doing in my head. But for the purposes of the video, attempting to be borderline professional, I'm not going to do that. But I do want to say, Green Fire Motivation is telling you it's time for a reality check, okay? So, for example, when you failed this test, right, do you remember the excuses that you tried to come up with as to why you shouldn't have failed the test? Okay. Now I'm going to go down to some of the things that I used to think of whenever I would fail a test, which by all means was not very often. My mom or dad will tell you, not very often. But the first thing I would say, oh my goodness, the teacher made a mistake with my grade. Have you ever done that before? Have you automatically assumed that the teacher made a mistake with your grade? Yeah, okay. Now, the next thing I started doing, I would grab someone else's test paper and start checking my answers against theirs, saying, no. I know I studied, so I know I got that answer right. The teacher done made a mistake. And see, I'm looking at his paper, he got the same answer, but he got it wrong too. Now, wait a minute. If he got it wrong and I got it wrong, that means that the answer was probably wrong. But I'm just saying, these are the things that pop into our mind when we're trying to pacify the reason why we failed the test, right? Okay. How about trying to figure out a way to challenge the teacher? Have you ever tried that before? Now, I'm going to tell you, I've not tried it, but I've seen it tried before, where a student would actually get the textbook and pinpoint where they apparently thought the right answer was, and then the teacher would take that same textbook and turn a couple of pages over and find the actual answer to the question. Yeah. So, Now, I'll tell you this. I should do a drum roll for this one because I'm pretty sure somebody has said this when they failed a test that they studied for. They claim to have studied for. Somebody said, the teacher doesn't like me. Somebody said, the teacher doesn't like me. That's why I failed the test. Okay, so looking back in hindsight, obviously none of these excuses were valid, right? None of the excuses were valid. So just take responsibility for your actions or your non-actions, because obviously if you claim you studied all night for the test, apparently you must have been studying the wrong notes because you still failed the test. Or maybe you just didn't study enough. Just saying. Okay? So either way, what you want to do is realize it's time for a reality check. Okay? Now, a lot of times we get tested in areas that we think that we're strong in. We get tested in areas where we think we can do better than we anticipate. Or we think that we can do really good, and at the end of the day, we're tested and we do really bad. So what does this say? This says it's time for a reality check, right? That means that if you thought you were strong in one area and you find out that you're not, that means you need to go back to the drawing board, figure out where you messed up at, and then move forward to correct it so that you don't keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Now, we are creatures of habit. Once we form a habit, we'll do that same thing over and over and over again. Why? Because it's gotten comfortable to us. Why? Because we don't feel that there's a need to make any changes or make any adjustments. But when we get that reality check, such as failing a test, then it's like, oh man, like for real? I failed the test. Like I can't believe that I actually failed this test. Like, reality check. You thought that you were doing better than you were. So now that you've gotten this reality check and you realize that you're not as far along or you're not as strong in certain areas as you would like to be, that's when, like I said, you need to go back to the drawing board. You need to figure out where you messed up. You need to sit down and analyze this situation. How did I find myself in this situation? What actions did I take that put me in this situation? What thoughts did I have that put me in this situation? What surroundings or people was I around when I put myself in this situation? So now that you sat down and really analyzed it and thought about it, now you can start to formulate a way to get yourself out of the situation or to avoid the situation in the future. Okay? It's time for a reality check. Like I always say, I listen to Darren Hardy, and one of the things he says is we're sleepwalking through life. Wake up! Wake up! Or as my pastor, Apostle Lewis, says, get woke! Wake up, guys, and I'm talking to myself too. I'm not perfect. I come on here and I do these videos, but a lot of these videos coincide with my personal life. Not that I'm going to put it all out there, but I'm just saying, I can relate, to a scenario like this with tests. And it doesn't even have to be a paper test from school. It could be a test as simple as, because you guys know I'm supposed to be on this weight loss journey, and we'll talk about that soon. David Barrett is a personal trainer. He's helping me out. But the point is, we got to do better. We got to look at our reality and verify whether this is exactly how we want it to be reflected. We got to verify whether this is how we want our reality to be a reflection of our lives. Like I said, it could be something as simple as, okay, if I say I'm trying to lose weight, right? Because y'all know I'm still on this journey now. It's not completed, but I'm still on this journey. So if I say, okay, I'm going to the grocery store, right? So I know I'm going to be tested. You know why? Because lately I've been having this issue with cookies and cream ice cream, right? Complete confession. I've been having this struggle, right? It's like I found out how good it was and I can't seem to stay away from it. So every time I go into the Walmart freezer section, I'm being tested, y'all. I'm being tested to my limit. Okay. You'll be happy to know that I did go into Walmart today, and guess what? I did not get the ice cream. Oh my goodness. Cheers. Cheers, 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 yay. Okay, say, all right, if you're still with me, type down in the bottom, no ice cream. Type down in the bottom comments, no ice cream. Celebrate small victories, guys. Okay, but back to the purpose of this video. Once again, guys, it's time for a reality check. Okay, it's time for a reality check. When you're tested, are you passing the test? If you're passing the test with flying colors, then kudos to you. But if you're failing the test, you need to sit down, analyze the situation, figure out what you can do to either one, get yourself out of the situation, or two, avoid the situation in the future. This is your girl, Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens. Once again, the point of this channel is to get you to take action and to take control of your life. So in that scenario, by all means, guys, it's time for a reality check. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!